We've known for many years that when the brain is active and a certain part of the brain is active, blood flow is increased in that area. So there are these micro regions where blood flow is increased. And we know that neuronal activity controls that blood flow. On the other hand, we didn't really know how that worked because the brain is mostly capillaries, and they were thought to be, capillaries are small vessels that are thought to be passive, that the blood flows through and exchanges nutrients with the neurons. Whereas the main supply to the capillaries are arteries only on the surface of the brain and spinal cord, there really aren't enough of them to control the fine microenvironment, to control little bits of the brain with more or less blood flow. And we've come to this new concept that there are these things called pericytes on the capillaries in the spinal cord. And these pericytes act like little valves. They turn off and on branches of the capillary trees. We wanted to know what happened after spinal cord injury. When you lose control of the neurons and the blood vessels below the injury, what happens to them? Do they just go quiet, or is there some compensatory reaction? And what we found, to our surprise, is that even though these pericytes lose their brain control over whether they contract or not and control blood flow, they start producing new chemicals on their own that control their own contractions. And so in particular, they upregulate this enzyme that's implicated in other diseases like Parkinson's disease. And they produce a serotonin-like substance called tryptamine. And then tryptamine itself contracts the pericytes and slows down the blood flow after spinal cord injury. And it does so in an excessive way. So it turns out that, that the blood flow below a spinal cord injury, the whole length of spinal cord below an injury, is permanently impaired because of these pericytes excessively contracting. You need to improve the blood flow. If you do improve the blood flow by blocking the enzymes that produce this substance, or just raising the blood pressure in an animal, or even just having an animal inhale oxygen, a higher level of oxygen, then you get improved function. So we've shown that the blood flow is impaired. We have this so-called hypoxia, a lack of oxygen situation. And if you improve that situation, you get improved function.